A young man suddenly swirled into the world of magic, strives to become the strongest mage. MoFan's life has turned upside down. After he shifted to a world where magic has made its way to everyone's lives, he struggles to stand on his feet. But in order to defend his father's honor, he must fight, even against the norms of this magic society. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I'll be recapping an underdog magical fantasy, Full-Time Magister. Adapted in 2016, this story covers the average high school life, but infused with magic and monster hunting. It's not often that we have ourselves a Chinese anime. So, without any further ado, let's begin. The story starts as MoFan, a junior high student walking out of an exam, explains how he is in a bizarre world with magic exams, ever since he put on a strange necklace 3 months ago. Outside the examination hall, MoFan sees his father, who wants him to be a driver. But MoFan expresses his desire to be a mage. Next day, on his way to school with Jiaho, MoFan sees his father begging a rich man, Mr. Mu, to help his son in magic school. Mr. Mu mentions how MoFan tried to elope his daughter, Mu and Zhu, but he agrees to help because of the father's willingness to do anything. At night, MoFan reminisces about Mu and Zhu, how he was beaten when they tried to run away. On the first day of MoFan's magic school, the teacher demonstrates how to determine magic awakening, and the color of the crystal indicates the element one has awakened. Mubai, MoFan's classmate, awakens the ice element. When it's MoFan's turn, the teacher and students rush outside because someone has awakened the thunder element, the rarest. Meanwhile, MoFan's crystal turns both purple and red before an empty class. MoFan realizes he has awakened both thunder and fire elements, but only reveals the fire element to his classmates. 2 months later, the teacher explains how controlling 7 stars leads to magic release, and asks Mubai, the one with most progress, to demonstrate how he controls 5 stars. The class laughs at MoFan for controlling only 1 fire star. On his way back from school, MoFan reveals he's close to controlling 7 thunder stars. He then goes to pick up his disabled sister from the park, but finds that she is getting bullied by some punks. MoFan chases them away by finally releasing his thunder magic. The next day, there's a new gorgeous and voluptuous practical magic teacher, Miss Tang, at school, who demonstrates level 1 fire magic and impresses the class. Mubai schemes with his uncle from the Mu family on how they will make MoFan fail the exam and expel him from the family. Meanwhile, MoFan practices his fire magic in the target room alone. The next day, the teacher explains how magic level will be measured from A to D, and passing students shall join the elite class and get a star bracelet. On the next day of the exam, Mr. Mu, Mu Zhou-Yen, and Mu En-Yu appear as guests. The students start showing their abilities and get graded. Mubai gets an S in magic energy and a B in magic release. When it's MoFan's turn, he manages to score a B even after Mr. Mu sabotages him. Miss Tang requests for a retest, and MoFan, to everyone's surprise, gets an S in magic energy and proceeds to do a magic release. MoFan scores the highest in his class. Impressed by his performance, Mu Zhou-Yen, the family leader, offers MoFan to join the Mu family. But MoFan rejects his proposal and asks him to apologize for insulting his father. The animosity between the two leads to a duel between MoFan and Mu's foster son, Yu Ang, in 2 years because they are not old enough to duel yet. The next semester starts with students receiving a magic relic, Star Pendant, that boosts their training. The top 4 students get to use it for 1 month time, but MoFan is punished by getting it for 10 days. At night, Miss Tang visits MoFan as his necklace engulfs the pendant. She explains that the necklace, a rare relic, eats other relics and spirits to boost its owner's stats. Next day, the students visit a military camp for training, but to their surprise, they are tasked with bounty hunting, and the prize is the leader Yang Kang's armor. MoFan and the gang head towards a one-eyed wolf's cave in the mountains to recover Zan's bracelet, where the Zan has secretly put a pet spirit wolf to examine the students. Upon encountering the wolf, most of the students run away, except for Mubai, who, in turn, fails to stop the beast. MoFan takes Ju-Min, a girl who tried to face the wolf, and runs away. The girl rushes back in to attack the wolf with her fire magic, but is too weak. She is saved by Zhao Ting, the student with the thunder magic. MoFan attacks the wolf with his level 2 fire magic and wounds it, impressing the teachers and Zhan. One of the men tells Zhan that he is unable to control the wolf and the students are in danger. MoFan and Shangzhou lead the berserk wolf into the cave. Shangzhou gets injured protecting MoFan. In his anger, MoFan releases both his thunder and fire magic, stabbing the wolf with a stalactite. MoFan necklace eats the wolf's spirit. Zhan is surprised to see a student kill the wolf. He awards MoFan an S, and the rest of the students get an A since MoFan finished the task. The students acknowledge MoFan and celebrate. During the awards ceremony, Zhan asks MoFan to join the Eagle Warriors, but MoFan declines. Zhan ponders how MoFan managed to kill the beast as the training camp comes to a close. In order to boost his necklace, MoFan decides to become a bounty hunter. At the Hunter's Hall, MoFan learns that the city hunters are recruiting, but the levels of mage applying to join is too low, which angers the leaders of the gang. MoFan, under the alias Fan Mo, despite not being a certified hunter, impresses the captain with his rare thunder magic. The captain accepts him on the spot. As Fan Mao is introduced to the group, they are alerted by the presence of a monster at school, which happens to be MoFan's sister's school, but she lets MoFan know that she is fine. MoFan joins the hunters on their mission, and during the search of the school, encounters the monster. MoFan fights the monster alone, but the rest of the gang soon joins him and knocks out the monster. But the monster, with its last spur of energy, attacks Xai Tang, a Mu family member, but he saves her. This earns him the respect of the hunters and becomes a full-time member. Meanwhile, Zhuang continues his training at the Mu estate. The leader wants Zhuang to celebrate his coming of age by winning the duel, because the winner of the duel gets a chance to use the sacred springs for a year. Zhu Min asks MoFan to help her explore a suspicious building near her grandma's house. Upon exploring, the two discover a real one-eyed wolf eating a human. As Zhu Min is calling the police, the wolf notices them. MoFan does everything in his power to protect Zhu Min, but despite several powerful attacks, the wolf stands tall. Kai Tang, who received Fan Mu's signal, comes to help him, along with Yuan. Kai Tang recognizes MoFan, making MoFan run because he can't let anyone find that he has two elements. The two ice mages, Kai Tang and Yuan, hold the wolf along with the rest of the city hunters, as Fan Mo, after a change of wardrobe, arrives and paralyzes the wolf. As they are waiting for a powerful mage, Yang Zhao, the wolf starts evolving into a warrior-class monster. The city hunters utilize all their magic skills to prevent the wolf from attacking the civilians. They fight. Despite the threat of looming deaths, MoFan casts a level 2 thunder magic to halt the beast. But the beast is too strong, and just at the right time, Yang Zhao appears and subdues the monster with his powerful mid-level magic. Yang eulogizes MoFan and the hunters for putting up a fight despite the odds. MoFan's necklace evolves after eating the wolf spirit, and later that night, Zhu Min thanks MoFan for saving her grandma. A few days later, MoFan's sister reveals to him that she has awakened healing magic. Only high-class mages can do that, making MoFan proud. The day of the duel approaches. As the principal calls MoFan and tells him about the reward of the duel, access to sacred springs, the principal blesses him with luck, but that doesn't seem to have much faith in him. Even Mu and Zhu tells him not to fight, but in order to protect his father's honor, MoFan wants to fight. On the day of the duel, every important person from the city is at the Mu Manor. MoFan's classmates, teachers, Zhan, and his father have some support for him. The members of the city hunters are there too, but they don't recognize MoFan yet, and so the duel draws closer. As the guests of honors take their seat, MoFan and Yuan have a fiery handshake to kick off the duel. At the start, both of them are pretty equal, but Yuan, with his magic boots, have the upper hand. Yuan casts a level 3 ice spell, and that is countered by a level 3 fire spell from MoFan. Yuan, who should have been charred from the fire, reveals his magic armor. Zhan asks MoFan to surrender because the armor is fire resistant, but MoFan, in order to restore his father's honor, finally reveals his thunder to everyone. Amidst the shock, he casts a level 3 thunder spell, defeating Yuan. With applause and awe from the guests, MoFan stands smiling. A boy is thrown into a world of magic, laughed at and ridiculed by everyone for being poor and weak. But the boy's father sacrifices everything to give him a chance. The boy, capitalizing on that opportunity, restores his father's honor and distinguishes himself as the best mage among his age group. How far will that boy go in this strange world of magic and monsters?